Good morning to all my listeners and welcome to the Leadcast, Real Leaders, Real Talk. If you haven't caught on from the name, this podcast is tailored to a specific theme, leadership, hence the name Leadcast. Well, now that we have a basic introduction, let's dive into the first episode of the Leadcast. My name is Garki Mahashan and today is basically all about me, your host, and why this podcast exists. So, I've already given you guys my name, but I've been talking for a solid minute now, and you probably want to know a little bit more than just that. So my name is Gargi, like I said, and I go to International Academy East, and I'm an incoming sophomore, and I live in Troy. So outside of school, I do participate in a lot of activities like theater, forensics. I'm also on in my school's leadership committee, which is called House Council. And I'm on Troy High's dance team, competitive Bollywood dance team called Troy Zahara. So that's a little bit about me and what I do after school. When it comes to outside of my extracurriculars, when we tailor into leadership, I feel like my leadership journey really started when I was in fourth grade. I didn't know, I didn't really realize it in the moment, but in fourth grade, I remember very clearly, we had tsunami projects where we were learning about tsunamis and how they work and stuff. And I remember it was a group project and, just being fourth graders, keeping everyone on task can be really hard sometimes. So I remember okay, let's go guys, keeping everyone on task. And I feel even though I didn't know it, it was, my leadership qualities starting to show through. And that's when I think that, I was okay, this is I love doing this. So yeah, it started from fourth grade. And I think, just up till now, it's been like that. After that, I was in fourth grade and COVID hit right after. So keeping everyone on track, and we still had group projects. So keeping everyone on track was a little hard, I'll admit, because there were people who did not care about school when it came to COVID. So I really had to step up and keep everyone in my projects on track. But, there would also be kids watching Netflix and being a kid, I wanted to as well. But I feel it was just all about doing the right thing, So I did the right thing and Netflix was not something I did in fourth grade during COVID. But yeah. And when COVID hit in fourth grade, and then my fifth grade, I didn't go to camp because of that. So I came back to school in sixth grade. When I started middle school, fresh out of my house, just, here it is, middle school. So the adjustment was hard. Going from, just a couple hours of school on my iPad to real life school, and that too changing teachers every hour. So the adjustment was a little hard, but I made so many new friends. Group projects, so many things I did leadership in. And then it came to seventh grade, and I got to attend the district building meetings. So in seventh grade, we were planning, the district was planning to rebuild the middle schools, which is actually happening right now. So when I was in seventh grade, they were planning on doing that. And because of that, they needed students from each middle school to participate and, give their opinion or whatever. So I was one of them and I got chosen to be, and it was an amazing experience. So again, my leadership really showed through that, in that series of meetings, because we participated in a lot of activities and got to do a lot of things that were exactly related to leadership. So that was a lot of fun. And middle school, I feel I showed a lot of leadership when it came to those meetings because, giving your opinion and representing people from your school was something, I had a lot of fun doing. So yeah, leadership, really showed through that time. And then, that was seventh grade. And then eighth grade, I got to be a part of our web program at Bolin. So I went to Bolin, and Bolin has an amazing program called Web, Where Everyone Belongs. And I got to be part of that program and do a lot of activities, lead a lot of events, and I was, president of my committee. So leading a whole, leading a lot of activities were a lot of fun. And that's where I realized, like, genuinely, up till from fourth grade till eighth grade, like, eighth grade is when it hit. It was like, wow, like, this is what I meant for. This is what I want to do, right? So, yeah, it was an amazing realization because I led a team of 14 people to plan, execute an entire diversity event, which was called the Global Showcase. And it still continued. We were the second group to do it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's still continued now, and it's an amazing event that it's about diversity and just like showcasing different talents, basically. But yeah, that experience was a lot of fun. Being able to, understand different people, like tie in their strengths and weaknesses, and then like form it together to be an amazing team of people who get to plan, execute, and do a lot of things with this event. It was a lot of fun. And Web has my heart, really. I love that program, that class. It was just so amazing. Yeah. And then I graduated middle school, and then came high school. High school, like I said at the start, I got elected as freshman rep of my house. And being a part of house council gave me a place to call home. I had Web in middle school, and in high school, house council really gave me that place to call as like, okay, this is where I can make impact. Like, making impact was something that I was looking for as a freshman, and I found it in house council, so it was amazing. And later in the year, I got chosen to be on theater board. So yeah, that was also really fun. Like at the end of the year, we did a lot of, like, the theater board did things for picnic, which IA East has an annual picnic at the end of the year, which all clubs, sell something and do a free activity. And the boards of the prospective clubs are usually the ones who do that. So I had a lot of fun on theater board, planning karaoke and things like that. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, just being on a team and leading, or just like being a part of it, just really makes me happy. It really does. Because leadership is something that comes to me, I guess, and I want to use it. So, and that's tying into the Leadcast, right? I talked about my journey of like from when I thought leadership first showed, like my qualities first showed, up till now. And I was thinking, I was like, what is something that I'm super passionate about, right? And it's something and leadership is something that's stuck to me for so long. And I was like, okay, let's do something. So that's how the Leadcast came to be. And leadership plays such a big role in my life, and it shaped me so much. But I believe that leadership is way more than just these titles and being in charge of people, It's about like the passion that leaders have to help people, right? And not just tell them what to do. I want leadership to impact and inspire people, just like it did for me. And yeah, that's how I started the Leadcast. And I hope you guys, support me all the way through, because it's something I really care about. And our district has so much to offer through leadership. Okay, so now that I've given you a little bit of the Leadcast, let's deep dive into some questions, like icebreaker questions that we have here today. And these icebreaker questions are not normal icebreaker questions, actually. They are leadership-tailored icebreaker questions. So through these, you'll get to know a little bit about me and my leadership style, and, just to get to know me more. So the first one is, describe your leadership style using a movie character or fictional hero. That's a good question. I think... Ooh, this is actually a really good question. Leadership style using a movie character or a fictional hero? I think it would be Harry Potter for me, because the way he took everyone, all of his friends, the way he considered all of them, through every step he took. I think that's really important to me, because I was in a situation once where, everyone's opinion was not taken into consideration by someone, and I really it didn't work out so well. Yeah. And I was like, I do not want that to happen to me or anyone again. So keeping equity in a group, within leadership, is super important to me. So yeah. So it would be Harry Potter for me. What's one leadership mistake you've made, and what did you learn from it? Okay. So a leadership mistake I've made would be okay. So a leadership mistake that I've made is probably at the start of like oh, okay, at the start of web when I was, I was in charge of like the school-wide events committee. So we had different committees, and I was in charge of it, and I assigned one of my members like a job, right? And I barely knew anyone. And so I assigned one of my members a job, and they, didn't like it. Like, they didn't. I was just like, okay, I think you'll like it, so do it, right? And that wasn't very nice. But I was like, okay, based off of what I think I know of this person, I'll give them this job. So I did, and they did not like it. So I think that's a mistake that I made is I should like really understand the people that I work with before, assigning things or like going or like making impact. Because, it's like judging a book by a cover. Like I did that and I should never do that. So that is one mistake I made, and I learned that, I should never judge a book by a cover because you never know what a person's like. But yeah. Okay, next, what's the most you think someone would notice about your leadership style? Oh, okay. I think the most me thing about me is like I love talking to people. Like I love going out and like talking to as many people. Like if you see me at like a party, like I'll be like talking to as many new people as I can because I just love like that's just something about me. And I think when it comes to leadership, like that's my style. I love talking to people and just like getting to know them. And that's again tying back to like the question before, I didn't do that for that one time. And after that, I've been really like trying to talk to as many people as I can because I don't want to make the same mistake again. But yeah, I love talking to people. So like getting to know them before we work as a team, as a group for leadership, really, yeah, that's something that you would probably notice. But yeah, what's the difference between popularity and leadership in your eyes? I think popularity is more like I think leadership is way more tailored towards like helping people, and popularity is just trying to get to know as many people. It's about the likes, it's about the how many people do you know, it's about all that. And I think leadership is so much more. It's about making these meaningful connections with the people that you're around and impacting them in a way that popularity could never. So that's my answer for that. If your leadership style was a weather pattern, what would it be and why? Oh my gosh. I think my leadership style, if it was a weather pattern, it would totally be like sunny all day, but with a little like hints of cloudy at times because I love keeping everything in check. I love keeping everything organized. Like I like organization. Oh my gosh, I love being organized because I've been using a planner since like 6th grade, and it has changed my life because I always have it by my side at school, and it's just like organization is like really like it's my thing. But it would be like because I love keeping things in check. I love keeping things updated all the time. So it would be super sunny. It would be great, but then it would have a little bit of a hint of cloudiness because, not everything can go as planned. There are always obstacles that you have to come over. So I think the cloudiness is for that because it's, everything's not going to go perfect all the time. So that's why I have that little bit of cloudiness. But yeah, it would be like sunny and then a little bit of cloudy. But it's okay. We'll get over it. It'll be sunny again. Next question is, what emoji perfectly sums up your leadership energy? I think it would be that one emoji where it's like the face and then it's like the face and it has like the hands here and it's like blushing. It would probably be that emoji because I think it's like super welcoming, like oh my gosh, like very welcoming and very nice, like very pleasant. So I think it would be that emoji because I love like again, like I said, I love talking to people. So I think it would be that. And because like I feel like the hands open are super welcoming and like the blush and like it's just very pleasant. So like yeah, my leadership style is very like it's very calm, it's very easygoing, and yeah, that's what I think. That's the emoji that I would think fit perfectly. Okay, last question is, what's your leadership pet peeve? Oh, okay. My leadership pet peeve. That's something to think about. I think my leadership pet peeve would be like inclusion, like equity, like not having enough inclusion of your group members, right? Because being in situations where that hasn't happened, being in situations where like, equity wasn't important, I feel it's so important to me and I don't want that to happen to anyone. So my pet peeve is when someone, doesn't take in everyone's opinion and just, does it for themselves, because that's not what a leader is, right? A leader is way more than that, and a leader is to help people, not to help themselves. So that is probably my biggest pet peeve, is like just only thinking about yourself, because that's not what it is. But yeah, so now that we've covered like the leadership icebreaker questions, I'm going to talk about a little bit like what we can expect on this podcast. So this podcast will dive deep into leadership across our district, and we'll go from understanding leadership through different perspectives to hearing real life experiences. The Leadcast is genuinely the full leadership package. Like if you want to hear like stories from all across the district of like, from students to like faculty, like this is where you should be. The Leadcast is the full package. So you should be here. You are in the right place. And episodes will be released once a month. So please stay tuned to that. And I hope you support us. But like I said, this podcast will give insight on everything about leadership, from like how our district really supports leadership and provides opportunities to people in those positions. So I hope you stay tuned for that. And now that you've got like a gist of like, what the Leadcast is and like who your host is, and make sure to tune in for our episodes to hear not just from me, but like so many other people so many other members from the Troy School District. I want to thank you, our listeners, for your support on the very first episode, and I hope you continue to support the Leadcast all the way through. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember to tune in once a month to the Leadcast, Real Leaders, Real Talk. See you next time.